Hello, hello. Happy Monday and welcome to our usual Monday night Let's Make a Card. Only tonight I have this project that a good friend Rhonda shared, and I thought this is perfect for us. So we are making a box to put our cards in, and we're using the new Designer Series paper, and we're going to have some choices, so I'm excited. I do have the sketch for you. I will upload that into the free classroom. Now I know it's sometimes tricky to figure out where am I sending you. So when all else fails, just go to my website. Just go to my blog, karamiller.com, and when you get there, you're going to click on, hey guys, you're going to click on recorded classes. I think I'm not even sure what it tells you, but you're going to click on where it says recorded classes, and that will take you into the classroom that has, well, recorded classes in it. And it's a Teachable site, if that helps at all, once you see that you're at Kara Miller Teachable. And you're going to look for the 2019 free classes, and that's where this will be. The sketch will be there. I will also post it, oh, I hope not. I'll also post it on the blog. Am I frozen for anybody else? Goodness. Hope that's not the case tonight. I don't feel frozen. It's actually kind of warm in here, Mary Lou. Shoot, maybe go and come back. So anywho, tonight we're making a box. So I'm going to get started right away with that. We can talk about other things after. The one thing I want to tell you is those of you that share this will be entered to win a little embellishment pack from me. So I take all the shares from the week, pick a lucky winner, and send you something cool. I don't always tell you what it is. Sometimes it's a stamp, sometimes it's an embellishment, sometimes it's a class enrollment. It's something. So thank you for sharing. I really appreciate all of your hearts and loves. It makes me feel like I'm not here all by myself. So thank you. Next, any orders placed this week using my host code, which is right there, right across my face, will get you, it's also on my website, so you don't have to try and remember it. You will get a pack of 3 of my favorite simple sketch cards, and I showed this last week. It makes the best cards, and I should have the other one made. You get the kit, so you'll get the card base, you'll get the cardstock, and you'll get the Designer Series paper ready to go. You can use it with any of your stamp sets. You don't have to have something special. I will grab the stamp and show the card that we made last week if you forgot which one we did. Oh, it's right here. Hold on. And this, honestly, is using that same simple sketch. You can use whatever you like for Designer Series paper. So what you're going to get in the mail from me is this, the cardstock that's back here, and the Designer Series paper. Now I changed this color up a little bit, so this one's a little different. But remember, this is the one where you punch out of whatever this cardstock is back here. So on this sample that I'm showing you here, you're going to use a punch and punch something or a Thinlit, and then you can have that to go on the front. So everything coordinates, you don't have to worry about it. Okay, so you get a pack of 3 of those when you place an order this week, okay? All right, cool. Let's get started. All right, so this is our cute little box that we're gonna make to hold cards. And look, it's not just cardstock, right? Super heavy duty. Okay, how do we do that? Well, when you open your new package of Designer Series paper, let me just get to a new one. And I'm going to use a different one so that you can see it. This is the one called Follow Your Art Designer Series paper. And those of you that are in my Blends Club, honestly, it's really, anybody could be in the Blends Club. It really is. I share the class on Facebook, so it's not like it's an exclusive place. But this is the paper that we're going to use and stamp set. And there's a list of colors. If you're wondering where that is, you just go to Kara Miller, click on Classroom and you can see the Blends Club and see what's happening in there. I just want to share coloring with you, and I want you to enjoy your products. Somebody said in one of my groups that the problem is I want so many things, I'm just going to add them to the collection. I'm not actually going to use them. And I want you to use whatever we have. So we're even going to use the cardstock that's in the back. So thanks, Rhonda, for showing us this. Remember, all of your Designer Series paper comes with this handy dandy. It protects it in the mail. It is a tile counter, yes. It's glass tiles, I love it. I have to put something down, Vanessa, when I actually stamp, because it's not super smooth, but I love it. I don't have to worry about hot tools on it or anything. Remember, it also tells you back here what the colors are. So this one works with Blushing Bride, Calypso Coral, Coastal Cabana, Crushed Curry, Pacific Point, and Whisper White. All my faves. Wait till you see some of this paper. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is we're actually gonna use this as the base of our card. This is what we're gonna build the structure out of. So we need we need our trimmer, and I'm going to cut this to 12 by 8.5. All right. So I open up my little trimmer, and I'm going to go to 8.5. This is extra, so hold on to that. You might use it for something other project. Okay. So no more cutting of this right now. Then I'm going to use my score tool, and we're going to do some scoring. I'm going to take the long edge across the top, and again, I have a sketch for you so you don't have to remember all of this right now. You're going to score at 4.5, at 5 3/4, at 10 1/4, and 11.5. Okay? Then we're going to flip, and we're going to score at 1 1/4, and flip again, and 1 1/4. All right, that's the tricky part. Well, one more tricky part. The next tricky part is I need to do a little bit of trimming. So I'm going to cut up this score line. Let me bring you in a little closer. I'm going to go right up this score line to the next one, and then I'm going to cut this piece off here. And I'm going to do the same thing on this end, right? And the score lines are my guides, so right into the score line, and this one. Okay, couple more. I need to cut up to the score line here and here. And flip it around and up to the score line on the other end. All right? I don't need to cut them off. I just want to go up there. That's it. Okay, so now we're going to set this aside. And now now comes the fun part. Now for the Designer Series paper. All right, we are going to pick one of these fabulous, oh my gosh, I love them. So cool. Remember, there's 12 in a pack. If you're part of the paper share, it's been ordered. I will keep you posted when it arrives. I got a notice today that an order had shipped. I have a couple, so I'm not sure which one it is. I'll go look. So this is brushes and paint knives, rollers, and then this great green on the back. This one is for your drawing and coloring friends. And Calypso Coral. This might be a winner. This one is glue guns and puff paint and buttons. Ooh, I like that too. they're all my favorites. This one is ribbons and buttons and thread, and on the back scissors and hearts. This one is crushed curry, and on the back is clips and looks like maybe, what are those? Eyelets. See, Penny, I have lots of faves. This one is pretty cool. Oh, I kind of like this though, but I'm sorry, Calypso Coral wins out. All right, Penny, it's going to be like that. It's going to be a drinking game. You're going to, every time I say that, we're going to have a contest. Now I'm going to be trying to think about not saying it's my favorite. Maybe I can call I like it the best. All right, so now we need to cut our designer series papers. I need 2 of 4 by 5 1/4. So I'm going to cut 4 inches. So that's at 4, 5 1/4. About 5 1/4. And then I need, this is 4. I happen to need one more that is 1 by 4. So I'm just going to trim this while I have it and then hold on to it. Get over there. 1 by 4. And then this is just a little extra. We'll put that to the side. All right, next I need 1 by 5 1/4 and 1 by 4. So I'm just going to cut a 1-inch strip and let's see how we do. Line up. You know that you can cut on either side of the trimmer, even though we may not have this trimmer forever, but you can cut 1 inch over here, and sometimes this is actually easier so that you're not trying to hold a little tiny piece in your trimmer. And then it's 1 inch. There's a 1 inch line right there. Makes it easier. Okay. And we need a 4. Okay, and then 2 5 1/4. Little extra. There's that. And one more. Trying to save as much paper as I can because I love this pattern. And one more 5 1/4. Let's make sure we have everything. Again, there's a list in the sketch for you. So these are extras. We want 2 4 by 5 1/4, 2 1 by 4s. Oops, I'm not quite done. And 2 1 by 5 1/4. I did that. Did I write that twice? Oh no, these. Oh goodness, I'm good. I got them all. It's like I only need 6 pieces. So there's 2 4 6. Now I'm ready to put this little baby together. You're definitely going to want a bone folder. Hey Cheryl. Hi Elena. Welcome ladies. And I'm going to just leave this part on the inside so it's not going to show. And I'm going to flip you over and just go right ahead and fold on your score lines. Right? And this one. And this one. And then we're going to fold up. And fold down. Okay. Now, we're going to do all the decorating and the gluing before we put it together because it just makes it easier. So flip it over. And I'm going to use snail for this part. And you can see I could actually use either side, but I'm really loving that one. But this side's kind of cool too. Good thing I have another piece of paper. And I'm just going to center this right in the middle of this score delineated space. Okay? And the same thing down here. And then these guys, these are the longer ones. They are going to go right here. Try and line it up. This is actually the bottom of my box. So if it's off a little, the world does not come to an end. And then this is the actual top of my box. And then these two are going to go along the sides. Right here. Now I can pretend that everything's perfect here, but I like to show you when I make a mistake. So let me show you something that I did that needs to be fixed. And it's a super easy fix. Remember I had us cutting these off? Well, if you look super close at this, you'll see that I'm not right on the score line. And so this is my cover to my box. So I need to come over and do a little, let's get that right on the score line. Okay, all right. One more thing to do before we fold this baby up. Tear tape. Now, I'm going to put tear tape, and you want it along the inside of this flap. Now, I'm going all the way up. I'm going to show you. You're going to have to do a little modification of it. And I don't want you to be tucked up there, so you're too long. Come down. All right. And the same thing over here. When you're putting this box together, this little flap, it can honestly go in anywhere. So what's going to happen is these are going to come in, and these are going to come in, and you're going to see how I attach those? You're just going to tear them apart. It's just the tear tape overlapped both. You could put two pieces, one on the little one on here. What it's going to want to do is fold up like this, right? It's going to want to do that, and that little flap is going to be down here. That's great, but when I go to put my envelopes in, my finished cards, they're going to get hung up on that little flap. So to solve that problem, I've got this, all right? Let me zoom in so that you can see the details. Okay, so I have this piece with my tear tape. I'm going to bring this over here like this, okay? So I'm going to tear this tear tape off, and I'm going to put a little extra right here. Okay, this is not the end of the world, but it will make your box easier to work with. And then I'm going to fold this up. Take a minute, make sure it's good and solid. Now this is sticky, right? So I'm going to take this off. Come on. Okay, and I'm going to put a little piece right here because I kind of tore that off. I covered it up, so I'm just going to put a little extra here. You want this to stay together so it can be used again and again to put cards in, you hope. And you're going to fold this over and bring it up, just like that. And we're doing the same thing over here. I'm going to want you to glue here. So we're going to peel this off first. Stick you down. So this little piece gets sandwiched between the two of them is basically how that happens. Take off this little one. And then I'm going to want another one right there. My brain is 3 steps ahead. I was almost going to talk to you about embellishing this, and I decided to wait a minute. All right, all sticky, ready to go. Bring it in. Ta-da! And then you just tuck this in Look, super cute, right? And super quick. It's made out of the cardboard from the back of the DSP, so it's good and sturdy. It's not just our cardstock, which is okay, but this makes it like a real life box. And you can still see the writing down there on the bottom. Doesn't even show. Okay? Now we're ready to figure out what to do with the how to keep it closed and what are we going to do to decorate it. I use some of the flax ribbon, and I'll tell you what, I love the flax ribbon. I don't have a lot of the new ribbon yet, and flax carried over, so I'm going to use that. If you're at home and you have a whole bunch of ribbon that's discontinued now, retired is the word, you can use that. It's okay. Because you got to make room for the new. You're just going to take a piece about yay long. Now we're going to put our cards in, so I want to be able to take this on and off. I'm going to make sure I'm even. And I'm going to wrap this around. Now when you're trying to tie a bow that you want your tails to be out here, if I tie it like this, which is kind of what it wants, it's not going to be where I want them. The tails aren't going to go the way I want. If I turn the box and change the direction of my bow, and then tie these tails and pull them out to the sides like I want, I'm going to have better luck. See, my tails stay out here now? That's what I wanted. Now, how am I going to get into this box? It's just going to slide right off and slide right back on. Okay? So, trim you down. You could have filled it first. And now, it could go honestly just like that. It'd be super cute. But I told you last week that my new favorite, I'm going to use these all the time, Thinlits, are the ones that are part of the Free as a Bird set. And they're the stitched. Besides saying favorites, I'm going to have another contest. Every time I say Thinlits, something bad's going to have to happen. These aren't Thinlits anymore. They are stamp and cut and emboss dies. All right? See why the other one comes out of my mouth easier? But they're not made by Sizzix anymore. They're made for Stampin' Up! Directly. So they have to have a different name because Sizzix wants to keep their name, which is fine. They can do that. It's theirs. So these are stamp and cut and emboss, and we are making our own folders and our own dies now. Just a little FYI on the folders. The folders that are in the catalog that aren't new, they don't have a new sign on them. They carried over. You might even have some from previously. They are being made by the new manufacturers. So as we run out of the others, then there might be a delay. So you might put a Thinlit, you might put a folder in, a die folder that you want to order, and you think that it's okay, and it will tell you that it's not in stock. There are a few that's happening to right now. They're coming in quickly. So if you have a problem with something, you can definitely, if it lets you order it, you can go ahead and order it, and when the new ones come, they'll just ship it to you independently. You don't have to do anything. Or you can just put it on your wish list and wait till they're in, okay? Just so that you know. It's not a lot of stuff that's happening too, but there are a few. So anyway, I use this one with part of the Designer Series paper, but I picked a different design. And then I used a stamp and a Thinlit. For this one, this is the Set Sail one. And I used Sailing Home die set. I said it right. This has a really great, again, stitched label. I love this one. This is in this bundle, the Sailing Home, which since I'm sailing next month, I'm kind of thinking about this one. And I use that. But for this one, I thought I had them. They may not be here yet. Let me just double check. No, I don't have the art one yet. It's coming, but I don't have it yet. So what shall I use? Oh, I have so many choices. Let's look at our Over the Moon girl. Remember we did Over the Moon? I loved her. She might look kind of cute on the front of these cards. So we are going to, we're going to stamp her. Now we use the laying down one. Yes, let's use the one with the flower. Over the Moon is one of the cooler new stamp sets that is great for coloring, but it doesn't really have to have a lot of coloring done to it. If you're thinking you might color, then you're going to want to use your Tuxedo Memento. Since in this case, I just am going to do a couple of little things, I'm going to use my Calypso Coral. How's everybody doing? I know I'm going a little bit longer tonight. I hope that you're still here. Alright. And then let's move our boxes out of our way here. I'm going to run this through. Notice I had to put this down. This is my piercing pad. And I had to do that because even though I'm using a cling stamp, it would be really bumpy on my tile. Sometimes I use a self-healing mat. I have a tile that works. It's moveless. Yes, it is. All right, so this is going to go right around here. I love that, Penny. A couple things I could do. I could do this. Oh, I'm thinking, hold on. How about if we do her? I wonder if she'll fit in this. Oh, she will. This is our stitched thinlits, and these are thinlits. These are the old ones. I'm going to do her right there. I feel like I moved that. And then I'm going to use one of the pattern papers to cut this one to give me some layers. And let's do this one. Oh, wow. Gee, Kathy Hill. That Grammy duty will get ya. We went to the drive-in last night, so we're a little late getting home last night too, to see Pets 2. Anybody see that over the weekend? Yep. He must be getting big now, Kathy. Okay. We are good. All right, now let's decorate this. We're going to put this and this. And instead of using my, my blends, I'm going to grab my marker. Remember the Stampin' Write markers? These are not your blends. These are the markers that coordinate with the dye, with the regular inks, so that you can use them. They're a little different. I still kind of color in the same way, but they're different than your alcohol markers. They are a water-based, just like our inks. And I like them because I have every color that matches my inks. And when you start collecting these, when you buy a new ink pad, if you grab the set of pens that go with it, you'll have them. It's great if you are doing any kind of scrapbooking, then you can make sure that you have a pen that matches. Or if you're, I tend to be matchy-matchy. Everything has to match around here. These don't bleed quite as much on our Whisper White, so you don't have to be quite as careful. They do have two ends. They have a paintbrushy end, which is the one I'm using, and then they have like a Just a regular writing end. Okay, little Miss Cow. Okay. And then we need a sentiment from her. What do we got? How about how's it going? Isn't that crazy? I know. It goes so, so fast. We say that every day. Mary Lou, I saw a 10-year-old party at your house. Something else you can do with the markers, if you have a marker but you don't have the pen, or don't have the stamp pad, you can color your stamp. And then you're going to breathe on it so it stays moist. And then you're going to stamp. There's my how's it going, right? Okay. So let's let that dry a little bit. Let's bring this over. And I'm going to use some dimensionals. Utterly awesome. I love it. And then it's ready to fill with some great cards, right? Super cute, super simple. So instead of just putting the cards in a little Ziploc bag, you could put some in here. Oh, awesome, Mary Lou. And here's how's it going? And there we are. So 2 boxes, sadly mine are empty, but I will fill them up. All right, remember a couple of things. Share this video with your friends, and you'll be entered to win a little something from me. I don't know what it is. I do know what it is, but I'm not going to tell you. And place an order this week, and you will get a pack of 3 ready-to-finish cards that are created out of the sketch that we used last week. Isn't this the best? I love this card. And this is honestly really, really simple. You could do way more to this and foof her up. She would look really cool if she was heat embossed. She would look really good with some texture paint. Oh, you can, because this could lift off. But I could untie it, Penny, but you're right. If you want to lift it off, you could poke a hole and just thread it through the ribbon. Right. You guys are good. So how about if I do it this way? Let me get you off. How about if I put my whoosie watsies, my dimensionals right here on my tape? That would work. Or I could punch a hole. Or I could glue this there with a glue dot right to the ribbon. That would work well. I could tuck him underneath. And that's still okay. But thanks for pointing. I'm glad you say that, because people are going to go home and think, oh, she's taking the ribbon off. And now we can kick some other ideas around. Anybody else have any other ideas? I'm just trying to make it look cute. Right? So that would work. What if you don't want the ribbon idea? You know, you don't have to have a ribbon. You could do it plain if it was for someone that isn't a ribbony kind of person. And then you just reach in and pop it up. I mean, it is staying closed. So lots of options with this box. And honestly, it doesn't have to have cards in it. It could have a cookie or two. It could have a gift card. It could hold a little present. Right? All right, everybody, have a wonderful week. I'll see you again Thursday. And yes, you can just slide the ribbon off to one side. Oh, I hear what you're saying, Kathy. Over here, and my cow over here. Yeah, I like that too. All right, everybody, remember this week, if you, whoops, wrong one. If you're ordering, that is the host code. And it sounds kind of weird when you're thinking, what host code? What are you talking about? A host code makes me be the hostess. And that means I take the hostess rewards and I buy free stuff that I can give to all of you when I do Facebook Lives. If you are ordering more than $150, do not use the host code and you get the rewards, which is 10%. So let's say you have an order for $160. You're going to get $16 of free stuff in addition to what you just ordered. Okay? If you have any questions about ordering or you're not sure how to do it, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help you put it through for you if you're struggling with that. I am here for you guys. Have a wonderful night. Bye.